Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to this super moon, full moon in Taurus for November 14th. And I'm trying to bring it in a few days before the reading because tomorrow is 11/11, Friday, master number, coded day. So for all of us to really, you know, put it out there for this full moon, put out there what you no longer want in your life. We're closing up this year gently. The words have come through. That's what I heard in my voice and even in writings. It's, being written as closing it down gently. So I think that's a wonderful way to do it. And, you know, good time to give to goodwill. Thanksgiving in USA, that's the perfect time to do things like that. Feed the homeless if you can, whatever works for you. But it really is. I truly feel that 2017, I know I've said this in a few of my videos, but it's going to be an awakening. And, God knows that we just had our election here, and I don't ever speak too much politics, but, I think the people are going to overcome many things. Uh, you know, the president is merely a puppet, really. You know, the CIA rules the whole world, so in my opinion. But anyway, he's a puppet, but let's not, whether you voted for him or not, um, just realize it's now we the people, really. We the people can consciously, spiritually change this planet for all people, okay? Allow the beautiful ones to come through. But we've been talking about, having personal transformation. And really now the word we want to use is spirituality. Okay. We want to embrace spirituality. And if you are one that, adores your religion or you go to church a lot, that's good too. But really, it's about talking to your own soul. Okay. Be one with your soul, your ego, and your soul. Okay. Are now going to be one. So I feel so many are going to awaken and that it's going to be faster than ever. Okay, if some of you awoke 5 years ago, well, now you can be a mentor for others. But like I said, when I came to YouTube in the respect, there was maybe 100 of us. Now there's like 1,000 of us, and it's wonderful. Hopefully next year be 10,000 of us. Okay, talking about spirituality. And I just feel that. I feel it with all my heart and soul. So align with the divine, my friends. Get out in nature. And, stuff is just that stuff. But, work within, coming from your heart, body, mind, and soul. But mainly it's like your soul is going to align with your mentality and thinking. And that's how you become a spiritual personality. All right, you tap spirit, and then when we're downsizing, or excuse me, taking that downtime to meditate, and that's so important now to an hour a day. Turn technology off, whether you're sitting, lying down, walking in nature. Embrace it all, okay? Because something is really going to happen. I'd love to see spirituality come to Donald Trump, that's for sure. Okay, well, for this Earth Taurus, ruled by Venus, I love saying that. Ruled by Venus, and Venus is going to be heavy for 2017. Truly, this 2017 is as exciting as it was when the Venus transit happened in 2012, June of 2012. So it's wonderful, and I've talked about this 1,000 times now. Giant Jupiter, planet of abundance and luck and growth and enthusiastic thoughts coming through to transcribe your life towards your spiritual destiny. Will be there till next year, October 10th, 2017. So it feels good, is all I'm saying. It feels good. No matter what is happening, this is a good time feeling. It kind of reminds me like when the hippies first came out with their flower power, really. You know, Everybody thought they were nutsos, but honestly, that's how we all should align within nature, spirituality, embracing the animals. You know what I mean, okay? And if you watch videos like mine and others like this, you are open to all of that, obviously. Okay, so in my hand, I brought out again the new witches tarot that I had because I thought it's done pretty good for my videos. And because Taurus is Earth, we want to be Earth-based, so we think in a pagan, Wiccan way. Those women, and this is the High Priestess on the front cover right here, who work with the cycles of the moon, the 13 cycles of the moon, and there's much. This is the High Priestess right here. So this moon is so powerful. This moon is closest to Earth. That this is going to be so large if we can all get out, because sometimes it gets cloudy in Florida and I can't see the full moon. It's a bummer, but it's going to look 14% larger, and this full moon closest to the Earth hasn't happened since January, I think it's 24th, 1948. 1948. Okay, so we're talking, and it won't happen till I think 2034. I just read that yesterday, that it won't even happen again until 2034. So this is the universe sending us gifts, okay, of releasing things and moving forward in positive ways. And I also brought out the Moon Tarot Garden because I thought it did as well as too. And for Taurus, your clairvoyant alchemy reading, not only did you get the full moon, which is now, we're going to embellish it in your sign, but your trump card, the Hierophant, number 5 major arcana, came through. And I can't recall when I'm doing a reading for a zodiac sign and that you were having this full moon, that I kind of talked about it. I opened up every single reading with this full moon for you, Taurus. Well, it's for all people, but I mean in your sign, and that your trump card came through. It was very powerful for me, I thought, as the reader. And because of Venus in La Casa, I've also brought out the Lover's Path Tarot, which is right here. And actually, the Magician Merlin came through in a read too, so from this deck. So we've been talking about that. Let's tap our alchemists within, and because it's a full moon, I like to pull a rune, so I brought out the runes, and I'll pull out one of the card too, because they kind of work together. Okay, and I've got crystals embellishing Mother Earth right here, so let's see what happens. Okay, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this reading because I love full moons. I mean, I love anything with the moon, but full moons, obviously, all people can recognize a wonderful full moon over the horizon or in their backyard. Or it does something to people, and it's statistically known. Okay, first card in my hand. This will be a 9-card spread. Yes, statistically, people get a little, very sensitive and kind of go, sideways. But you see, that's how powerful lunar vibrations are, and that's why back in the day, call them the witches, the brujas, pagan, whatever, they were so sensitized. But that's how it should be. We should follow the cycles of nature. Okay. All right. So another card in my hand. Okay. I'm just going to take an exhale out, deep, strong. I bring my belly in tight. And then I take a deep breath, inhale. And I extend my belly out. Okay, hold on. I didn't pick that card, but it wanted to come. Woo! It fell over. Hold on. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles is here. Okay, so let me I usually don't start a reading just like this, but literally this same card, because I always, make sure the cards, try to make it, they're in order, and I try to make sure they're all there, and shuffle them just to get them prepared. This card came through not 10 minutes ago. I mean, it just kind of, as well, it kind of like popped up. And I'm like, Five of Pentacles. Well, there's movement here. But this is Earth as well, about the resources. And usually this is a couple who don't have enough money, okay? They're wearing tattered clothes. So please, for these holidays, don't get crazy spending money and putting things on the credit card, okay? This is your sign. Because literally now, this is the second time in 10 minutes this card has just come through, okay? So please, people, you know, we don't need more stuff, okay? Maybe for the children to play, you know, that's okay, but don't get crazy. Please don't put things on credit cards, okay? Please. That's not necessary. You know, spending time, quality time, laughing, dancing, whatever it is, but don't feel, you know, this corporate, you know, Toys R Us in your face kind of thing. You got to buy all these gifts, you know. That's not necessary. There's more value to just quality time with loved ones than any gift that sits in a closet, or, you know, you don't even really want it. You don't need it, let's say. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting how this card has come out twice, back to back. And I did not pick this card. So this card definitely wants to represent itself. And sometimes I do repeat myself because, you know, when it first came through, I'm like, whoa, you know, because that, like in tarot, there's a few cards that you kind of say whoa to when you see them, because you know it's like a struggling card. But there's change in there. There's movement in that, okay? So maybe get out of the funk zone and then get positive and go towards the spiritual white light and see what happens for you in 2017. Because I truly feel 2017 is going to be an awakening year, and with growth, spiritual growth, abundance in spirituality, and that becomes the win-win, okay? Okay, one more time. Let's exhale. Okay. All right, so we've got some cards on the table. Many blessings to all of you, and especially, you know, my old friends. I adore you all. You know I do. And I welcome kindly the new people, new subscribers. You guys rock as well. You know, I love all the comments. I try to get to them every few days, weekly for sure. But it's much appreciated. You know, that's a good sign for both of us, that, you know, I feel positive in what I'm doing and you can feel it too. So win-win. And that's why we work with spirit, for that win-win. Four of Wands. There's a win-win. A win-win with stability and good supply. And this is a card of abundance as well. And you can see the ladies here. It truly does always have four women in it, but the Wands is the fire sign. But there they are out in the elements. You see a little kitty cat there in the corner, kind of being nice and tranquil, even though they're all having a nice time of dancing. And that's what I was just suggesting for these holidays. You know, put on some music, have some cheer, have some fun, you know, but, you know, no worries about spending too much money, okay? And sometimes that's pressure for many people, you know, but just be honest. Say, listen, I don't have the coin this year, but let's look forward towards 2017. But I love that card. So see, I can already stand it up strong. That's a wonderful card to open up. And that's truly another card, like, you know, they are celebrating. And here, you know, USA, Thanksgiving, and then, of course, around the world during the Christmas time, it's all about getting together and celebrate. So let's celebrate and have a good time, okay? And if there's any mental, you know, or even the how you're feeling as well, in the respect you have no coin, just give it up, okay? Give it up to the universe. Do your prayers, and just realize that more is coming, okay? Have strength of mind. Okay, strength of mind is what we want. Strength of mind. But they're having a good time together out in the outside nature. It's all like they feel blessed. They feel blessed. And look why they're feeling so blessed, because here's the Ace of Fire in my hand. Is that fabulous or what? Wonderful. And you see the aces are about new beginnings, and we have the castle in the background as well. Okay, so see, now there's those two castles and more mountains. I'm telling you, this deck is all about the mountains. Okay, so now we have it. All right, and that's fire in La Casa here. So you can have that strength as well, with fire, it's the dragons. Call on your dragon and make something happen. All right, no doubt. But that's wonderful. New beginnings for sure. 2017, new beginnings for everyone. That's what I'd love to see. Love to see it in positive ways. And then the fire is, being spiritual, tapping your intuitive spiritual side as well, because there's a mystical side out there. And it's right here on earth as well. That's wonderful. And we got the butterfly here. I always love when the ace cards come out. But see, we've got the transformation butterfly here. So truly, personally, new beginnings for yourself. And you don't even have to share with anyone if you don't want to. You can go on a private spiritual journey. Trust. Many of us do. We got to start somewhere. Not many of us have, a Buddha to go and talk to in the respect of how do we find introspective spirituality. But we can do it. We can do it. Just got to turn off that technology for an hour, and if you want to just put some, quality tone kind of music, that's okay. But if not, you don't want any lyrics to hear. You don't want words. You just want to zen into where the messages come to you. Oh, God. Look what we got for our full moon. Luna from the Moon Tarot. That's so cute. Tarot of the Moon Garden. See? And there's the magician right there. Oh, how wonderful. I was praying, as I always do before a reading. Because I wanna tap the energies. In a way, I personally feel I harness energies. I think so, because it's like I can feel things and know things. And then that's when I hear the words, the messages as well. But I feel it before I hear it. And sometimes they'll just say a word or a phrase, when I'm just even driving in the car. And that's kind of, I pay attention, Because sometimes I drive without even music either. I kind of zen out. How wonderful, my friend. Luna comes through for the super full moon. Like I said, it's not happened since 1948. 2034 will be the next time. This is wonderful. And Luna, oh my God, she is all about our dreams, our imagination, introspection. Usually it's solitude. This is a card of going within. Yes. And for my Cancer friends, you're ruled by Luna. It's so magical. This is so magical. And for Taurus, it's in your sign. This is it's magical for all of us. The moon, the stars, our Mother Earth. It's for all of us. But in a reading, when what we're trying to, when we're trying to practice metaphysics and call in the occult, which Luna is all about secrets and the hidden realm in a way. Okay. But this is about being ambitious too. And with Taurus having Venus, it's about creativity. Yes, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay. And you see, she's got a little tear here because sometimes, Luna can be little, like people get gullible around it. Some people get frightened by the moon, no doubt about it. But please don't go there in that confusion, okay? Because don't have insecurity. I mean, if you're sensitive to the moon, that's one thing, but don't be insecure with the moon, okay? Uh, she's here to help heal us. How fabulous! Ah, we got to stand her up real tall right there. That is magic. That's wonderful. Now we have the Three of Pentacles. There's another three of Earth. So you see, now this is wild. Now this is another, you can see the butterfly there about transformation. For the month of November, well, even prior to November, but for the month of November, it seems it's about personal transformation. We've been saying for like a year or two, it's time for transformation. But now this is personal. It's only up to you. You know, you have to go inside. You have to introspect now. Okay, you have to kind of have solitude time to harness what Luna talks about, and the high priestess who does her magic. You have to now go within. Really, okay. But the threes is again another time to create what you want to see looking forward, okay? And the pentacles is, you know, always the earth is about the money, but you see this card kind of came through twice, like I said, right? People concerned about money. Who's not concerned about money, right? I mean, sometimes even things start happening, you know, your car breaks down. Oh my Lord, now we got to get a new car, or we got to put 2 grand into this old car. You know what I mean? It's like, but things happen for reasons, but we work through it, okay? And we have an ace here of, again, ace of fire. You can do it. And we got another butterfly. How many butterflies have we had already here? Let me see. 1, 2. See if there's a butterfly here. No, there's a little kitty cat. But that's about a mysticism. The kitty cats are all about mysticism. Let's see. Okay, so we see 2 so far. But we got the Cancer crab right there. So my Cancer friends, embrace the power of your moon. But no doubt about it, the money can come through again. Just be creative and know there's new beginnings with good supply, okay? The Four of Wands is a fiery fun card, okay? You can see them all in revelry and enjoying and, you know, enjoying. So it's wonderful, beautiful. The Ten of Swords is here now. Okay, we'll see. There's definitely going to be now an ending to everything and a new beginning. Okay, usually this is I like to call tens transcendence numbers, but usually literally it's a person, you see them surrounded by all these swords, and this is how we've been thinking. Okay, tens. The swords are our mental ways how we think. Okay, but no problem there. It's all masculine active. So you take that and you go for it. Okay. You go for that new beginning that's coming because they want something here from us. All right. And really, it can be, you know, when you think of the Ten of air, Ten of Swords, it's how like victory is going to come because you've been through it all. All right. And victory will come. But you got to work hard. Like there's no free ride, you know. It's like this person's kind of taking a rest right there because she's been working it hard, all right? So don't give up on you. Move on, move forward, and there's, you know, a new beginning here as well. Ace of Clubs is wonderful. And you can see the wand full of the flowers and the butterfly being attracted to the flowers. So whatever you got going on in your mind, remember we're trying to tap the higher realm, so you want that win-win spiritual combination. But whatever you really truly have been thinking of, and you're going to, you know, deploy what no longer serves for you, you're going to release it, whether it's material things or your attitude. You know, try to wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude. Even if the car is broken down, okay? Just say, you know, God, I'm awake, I'm alive. Let's kick ass today, okay? Or however you like to encourage yourself to get up and go. Get up and go. Because, you know, miracles can happen, my friends. Miracles happen every day. And look, I'm just so laughing. Oh boy, I love when it comes through this night. It's my favorite night. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Fire. I always, oh, look at that. He's holding the Ace of Wands himself. Look at that. This is what, okay, so this is the energy we want to harness. The Knight of Wands. And you know, the knights in a way can be our messengers, but they have that young blood, like, you know, they've got enough energy for an army. And but see, so just let's release 2016. We've worked it, and if you've worked it really hard, well, things are gonna come out blossoming for you. Okay, so just let's gently shut down 2016 and what we have to do, but really let's look forward to 2017 with this kind of energy. All right, think of it in every which way a new beginning is coming, and you have the energy, the stamina, the willpower. This is the fire. You know, this is, you have the passion and the energy. There you go. You'll have passion, passionate energy. And passion was another word that came through for November. And now I can't remember the reading it did, but it was all about being passionate to what you do. Okay. You have passion, you can accomplish everything. And then if you're aligning with the divine and topping spirit, that's like a total win, 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 win. Okay? So, no, don't go into any funks. Move forward, be creative, and be very passionate. You know, I talk about him because he's the playboy. This knight's like the playboy of the tarot. Everybody loves the Knight of Wands. You know, he's the handsome one. You know, Lancelot. Now the Four of Arrows. Okay, there we go. So we need to take some rest breaks. All right. You know, sometimes we can overthink things, and especially if we're having, you know, monetary issues, we can worry and think ourselves to to really a deadly place in the respect. Worry, that kind of worries can cause illnesses. Okay. So let's just wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude. And all things pass, my dear. Some things last longer. Some things, you know, are hard to release, but we'd rather do it with spirit than be, you know, find ourselves forced by the divine changing our lives. Let's do it together. But you can see, at least, you know, they're taking a rest break. And really, if you are fortunate, when you take your hour a day, if you do grab a little 20-minute nap, that's not a bad thing. Okay. And especially the older we get, our cells really need that. Okay. It's truly to regenerate, because we do live in a fast-paced times, and especially with internet and cell phones, and you know, our mind is always just somewhere else, preoccupied, instead of going within. Okay. But if you really want to tap spirituality, that's the main thing, really. You gotta go within. Well, looky here. We have Arthur and Guinevere. Wow. King Arthur himself has come through as the emperor. How wonderful. Wonderful. I just brought up Lancelot because we know Lady Guinevere kind of had a love for Lancelot. But she did love her King Arthur as well. And I just find this king so fascinating. I tell you, so I sometimes talk about myself, but I try not to. But what changed my life really in the 80s was when I read The Mists of Avalon. And that's when, because I never really related to I was always into Vikings and the Celtic lore, but not too much England lore. But when I read The Mists of Avalon, I said, that's how I feel, you know, like I feel I could have lived in those times, and I believed in the rituals, and you know. So I just find it fascinating that this artist, I forget her name right now. What is it? Chris Walter chose King Arthur to be the emperor. Very beautiful. So you see, but there is love here, okay? Because he loved his Guinevere, all right? He loved her unconditionally. Ah, yes. How wonderful. This is true power right here. Look at this. We've got the moon, and King Arthur, with the love of his life, has come through. And again, he was destined to be a king. You know, only one person could retrieve the Excalibur sword out of the stone, and it was him. And you see, that's what I'm saying. We are all destined. We're all coded. Our birth date is a code to who we are. And when you really relate that and you say, okay, if I'm destined to do it, show me and I'll do it. And that's sort of what happened to King Arthur. Okay, as a young man, he pulled out that Excalibur sword, and he was the king. And I respect everything I've read about King Arthur. I really do. Oh, how beautiful. Look what we receive as well, coming right after King Arthur and his Guinevere. The power and the Ace of Cups. Look, another new beginning. And this is the card. Ace of Cups is all about passion, energy, love. Exactly. Look at that. And look at that full moon. How wonderful. Beautiful. Oh, look at this, my darlings. Seriously, the 2017 is, if we align with the personal transformation and we seek guidance from the higher realm, that be whoever, whatever that is to you, but that please share with me my destiny. Show me where the sword is and I'll pull it out. However you want to talk to the higher realm, just ask them. Continue to show me. I want to feel it. Show me. But look at this. Pure, passionate love, energy with abundance is here. And the love of your life. A soulmate. Because they two were destined to meet. How wonderful. Just wonderful. And look at this. We have 2 4s as well. And that's no coincidence. And, I talk about the 4s in the reference how the pyramids were built, right? On a 4-point square, and then this tower pyramid to shoot up to the heavens and the stars. And that's how they lived their lives, okay? And look at the magical statues, and their whole even way of thinking was just out of this world, literally. But we do have stability here, okay? But take that rest and then enjoy celebrating or celebrate and then take the rest, whatever comes. But definitely, and Taurus's mantra is I have. And you do have this kind of power, okay? You have it. And that Taurus ruled by Venus, so much love kind of come through. And it's right here with the King Arthur and the Ace of Cups and put that fire. Okay, look at this. We got the Knight of Fire here. And like I said, he's sort of like the playboy of the group here, but that's all right. He's got that charm. He's got that passion, energy. So go for it. And remember, now, just don't overspend. This closing down. Be creative. Be creative. Go through things and be creative. And, even if you make your own cards, you do it lovingly. Or you make just a meal is all we need, right? We have to eat the food, but definitely things are going to change now. Okay. There's a transcendence here. Literally, there's a bridge from 2016 to 2017, and we want you to tap it, okay? We want you to tap it with grace and charm because things are moving forward. How can they not when we have Queen Guinevere and her King Arthur together with so much love, okay? So much love is here. I love it. I just do. Really, and the Taurus rules the second house of the zodiac sign. It's really about money and values and possessions, okay? But so just don't be too possessive now. If you are a Taurus, just be more determined, okay? And be practical. And Taurus also about sensuality. So you can see the ladies here, they feel like they're dancing free in a sensual way. And we've got the Knight of Sensuality right here. And it's so much, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I may want to read that King Arthur from the book, but first I want to pull a rune because what a great full moon. And for those of you, you know, dreaming for your soulmate, go for it. Walk out to that full moon and look and stare and then put it out there, your intentions. And definitely there's something here. What's here? Oh, what a beautiful rune. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is like, it's known like a pairing, but I think it's called movement. But there's another rune here that when you cut this in the middle, it's the rune of joy. Okay. Like it looks like a P. Okay. This rune is the rune of joy, but together it's like more harmony. How wonderful. Okay, so let's pull one of these as well, because we're on a roll here. Boy, that the moon card came through. That's when I love it, right? We were trying to harness the moon power for this powerful moon coming Monday, the 14th. And here we have, and you can start tomorrow, 11/11, another master code. Put it out there. Put it out there, okay? How nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, and here I have my rune books. Let's see. Okay. All right, and back in the day I wrote the moon. Oh my God, I can't even see it anymore. The moon draws us towards union and merging, communication, rebirth. Okay, the moon draws us towards union and merging, communication, rebirth. And here we have, boy, if this is kind of like union, reunion, rebirth, starting a new ace. That's great. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, reunion. Let's see what we picked here. Hagalaz. Oh, that's another powerful rune right here. Hagalaz. Okay, so let's go and read from the rune itself, because I know this is a wonderful rune. The self. Okay, it's called the self right here, the self. And we were just talking about how we really want to go within. We truly want to like introspect ourselves now. Manas. This is the name of the rune. Manas. Okay, Manas. All right. There we go. The starting point is the self. Its essence is water. Okay, and look at this. This is the most powerful water card in the deck. The Ace of Cups. And look at that full moon. How beautiful. The starting point is the self. Its essence is water. Only clarity, willingness to change is effective now. A correct relationship to yourself is primary, for from it flow all possible right relationships with others and with the divine. There we go. This is what we're trying to pinpoint. Remain modest. That is the oracle's counsel. Regardless of how great may be your merit, be yielding, devoted, and moderate, for then you have a true direction for your life. Be in the world, but not of it. And yet, do not be closed, narrow, or judging. Rather, remain receptive to impulses flowing from the divine, within and without. Strive to live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. There we go. Okay, because we're going to go within an hour a day and tap the unknown zone. Remember at all times what is coming to be and passing away, and focus on that which abides. Nothing less is called from you now. This is a time of major growth and rectification, and as a rule, rectification must come before progress. The field is tilled before the seed is planted. The garden is weeded before the flower blooms. And the self must know stillness before it can discover its true song. See, stillness, an hour a day, okay? Now is not a time to seek credit for accomplishments or to focus on results. Instead, be content to do your task for the task's sake. Herein lies the secret of experiencing a true present. If you take the rune of the self and cut it down the middle, you will see the rune for joy. That's what you're saying, the rune for joy with its mirror image. There is here a subtle caution against carelessness. The self, the capital S, self, is required to balance the little s self. Okay, so the capital self is required to balance the small self. Nothing in excess was the second phrase written over the gateway to the temple at Delphi. The first counsel was know thyself. There you are. Nothing in excess was the second phrase over the gateway to the temple at Delphi. The first counsel was know thyself. And I believe that was Apollo's temple. So how wonderful, wonderful. I know this is a beautiful room. This is what we're trying to do. Tap our better self, tap what's within us. We can always change it. You can change when you're 77 years old, okay, towards your spiritual self and destiny, all right? And you can always meet others that are going to be in the same place at the same time. And that's why I feel that this coming 2017 is going to just awaken so many people in a very fabulous way. The only thing about this book, it's kind of weird. They don't give a number, and so now I got to go through every page to find, oh, here it is. Number 9, okay. Hagalaz. Well, we like those 9s, don't we? The meaning, a hailstorm. Okay, so you can see the red up there, the fiery red. The keywords, aggression. Okay, and you can see also the wolf and the horse. Associations, Hagalaz signifies wind, weather, and is connected to destructive forces and times of crisis. And the image, a ferocious wolf is about to attack a horse beneath a threatening sky preceding a storm. The forces of nature can be violent and unpredictable. Okay, and the runic inspiration. Often in life, unexpected things happen that we are unable to foresee. Dark forces are set in motion, and that we can do is accept it as a symbolic death so as to rebuild on top of the ruins. The card is tied to our darker side and our aggression. We must know them in order to be able to control them. And the suggestions for this meditation, how do we deal with crisis and distressing times? Question mark. Do we feel victimized by an unfairly adverse destiny, or do we think we are partially responsible for what happens? Okay, so really, that's why we got to go within. Okay, sometimes we blame others and oh my Lord, but when we go within, and then we have the confidence to say, even if others are saying things or gossiping, you just let them go. They're the first ones to be gone in 2016. Okay, even if it's family. The power of the rune. Hagalaz helps us become aware of our deepest impulses and protects in moments of crisis and change. Okay? And we are going through deep changes now. Okay? No doubt about it. Personal transformation is huge, but look what's come through. We have new beginnings that can bring us much fluidity. Take that hour a day rest. Even if you fall asleep into nap zone, go for it. It's not a bad thing. All right. And we do know that this card jumped out twice. So we know there's some distress on the table, okay, from the get up. And now the last room kind of closed it up to say, but, go within. Wake up with that attitude of gratitude. And look at this. That Luna came through just for us is just so sincerely wonderful. So what a wonderful moon to go for it. And we got a perfect moon, Maras, just a wonderful, talking about the small self, the ego is pretty much what the small self is. And then the capital S self is when you spiritually align and involve. But just because we have the Ace of Cups here, and you know how I do like to read from the author's books at times, and because, I'm sure all of you have heard of King Arthur, and Lady Guinevere. But let's just close down because here we do have unconditional love in this couple. He adored her and she loved him. And he's the emperor right there. So we know there's aggression with Mars and that gossip too. But what a great card to come through, especially for full moons when we do like to consider love is in the air. Okay, because Luna loves the lovers. Yes, she does. And here we have passionate energy on the table. Okay, so the traditional card is the Emperor. The lovers are Arthur and Guinevere. The keywords are leadership, responsibility, authority. The legend of King Arthur and Queen Guinevere appears in various forms in British, Breton, Celtic, and Roman history and folklore. From the first moment he saw her willowy form, Arthur loved Guinevere, the daughter of King Leo de Grace of the North, but Guinevere loved Lancelot. I'd pull him out, but it's not fair to King Arthur. But Guinevere loved Lancelot, the king's most loyal knight. Though Merlin warned Arthur that another woman would bring him greater happiness, the king's heart was irrevocably set. Arthur used his power to marry Guinevere, just as he used his power to rule wisely. And the meanings: the ability to use power wisely, meeting an authority figure or teacher who can help, the ability to lead and inspire. Okay? So lead and inspire your ego to your greater spiritual self, aligning with the divine. They're here, and that the moon is here for us as well is brilliant, 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 brilliant. And this Ace of Fire, just love it. Okay? So kind of align and feel it all for yourselves, because this is going to be a quality full moon for all of us. Okay? All of us. And remember, it's always baby steps. Everything is a baby step, and then if the higher realm wants to bring you blessings like that, you want to call it a miracle, then it's a win-win. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all, and pretty much get outside for this full moon Monday evening if you can. It's really going to be a wonderful, lovely full moon, and call Goddess Venus in as well. Give her a hug too. Okay. Ciao. Love you all. Bye.